Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is Saturday, May 13th, and you are watching another live edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere. Coming to you live from the WWDB TV studios in the heart of Las Vegas. That's right. We are back. We are back better than ever. We have finally fired Thomas, and we have a replacement with us, at least for today anyway. Mr. Matt Michaels joins us today. How are you, sir?
Hey.
That's it.
Yeah.
This guy. First question he asked me this morning getting out of the car, how the hell do you do it this early in the day?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Good morning, Jennifer. Jennifer Nawai's already checked in.
What's up, my girlfriend?
Of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, thank you. For watching us on YouTube, thank you. You can also watch us on the WWDB TV studios on Facebook, www.dbtv.com on Facebook and YouTube. Download the apps to your phone, WWDB TV for Android. Add the LV at the end for your iPhones. And, of course, if you have Roku, download the WWDB TV channel. And you'll have a whole menu of items to select to watch all the different shows that are there. So, Mr. Matt Mullen on the far end, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Excellent.
Tired, but good.
You look good. How's your grandma, by the way? We were talking a little bit last week. Is she okay?
She's doing good. She's still on the walker, recovering, but slowly but surely she's getting her strength back, and she's doing good.
Surgery went good.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. The man sitting next to his left, to this Matt's right, the Chief is in the house.
Morning, everybody.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing outstanding.
Are you?
Yep.
Outstanding. That's three syllables.
You want to know what I had to do this week?
Tell me.
Not once, but twice. I had to give piss tests.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the first one they screwed
Had an
up,
issue
they
with?
Screwed all up. Then they call me. Well, you got to
screw up a piss
Well,
test?
you got to come.
You missed the cup.
You got to come. You got to come out and do another one.
You can't scrape it off my hand?
Can you believe that shit?
Sweep it off the floor.
Can you believe that?
Did they say what happened to the first specimen?
Well, yeah.
It fell?
No.
Wasn't drank by mistake for apple juice, was it?
No. There was five of us that had to go
five
back
of
out.
you in one cup.
That had to go. That had to go back out.
Never crossed
And what happened was the person that pulled them out of the turnstiles thought they were from the previous night and threw them out.
Oh my goodness. Don't they? There's a reason there's labels on there.
Yeah. Now, that was one of the questions I asked. Don't you look at the dates?
Oh my gosh.
So anyway,
Just go to a fast food place and leave a urine.
but other than that, my week is going well.
Excellent. Excellent. And to say the least,
well.
Chief was pissed off would be putting it mildly.
Better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Very true.
Especially if it rolls down your leg.
Oh my God. Mr. Michaels, how are you, sir? Welcome.
Hey,
We're excited to have you here.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Vegas bad boys of podcasting finally getting a little interaction with Thoughts Count Anywhere.
You're finally stepping up. That's why.
Hey, man. Hey, I'll be honest. It's not been easy for me to step up at 400 pounds. So now I can step up all I want.
There you go. That's right.
Nice.
This gentleman is been getting healthy and kind of going down some of the same paths that I've been through, and remarkable work, and just keep staying strong and doing it, man.
He looks svelte.
Svelte. S-V-E-L-T. That's
How
a
about
Yiddish
that
word.
one?
That's a svelte. Well, I don't know, but that's a Yiddish word. I'll give you credit for that one.
Give me that one.
So I'll give you that.
All right.
Just because Matt's here.
And
That's
my false teeth
It's only
even
one
stayed.
syllable.
My false teeth even stayed in.
That's even better.
I
That's
know.
even more of a trick. All right. 702-992-3207. The bulk of this first hour, we're going to spend time reviewing Backlash of last week with Matt here. We want to get his input on the events of last week, storyline since time allows. We'll talk about the new World Heavyweight Championship tournament, which is now down to its finalists, which should be a banger of a match regardless. But why, if it's a, I'm just going to put this out there, no need to respond, is something to discuss later. Why would a Raw Championship have to involve people from SmackDown? Brand split? Okay, out the window. With that, let's go over some rumors and I hear voices. Mr. Chief. Before that, though.
Story time with Matt. Story time with Matt.
He's plugging stuff in.
Are you disconnected, John?
Hello.
What did he? Oh,
Yes, he's disconnected.
It's time, story time for Matt.
So
For the last 5 minutes.
For the last 5 minutes, I've been saying it.
No one told me I had to
he
do a
only
story.
has a really short story this time, and I was trying to give him a little extra time.
You know, this part doesn't work, right, Chief? You're talking.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
I got a little word of advice for the story time this week. If you're going to run from us and the cops, at least know where you're running to.
Don't run into the wall.
We had a guy trying to rob one of the businesses, and Metro just happened to be in the area. And as soon as he yelled stop, this guy took off running, and he goes running into the back hallways of our building. And we like hit the door, and I was there like, we're like, which way did he go? And I was like, well, if he's up, he trapped himself. So we run upstairs, and he's like frantically trying to open a door with no handle, and was quickly arrested and apprehended.
Jeez. Yeah, you would think you should know where you're going to escape. I agree with that.
A little bit.
You need an exit plan.
Even then, if you're trying to run, maybe not run into like a stairwell, because it's probably not going to end well.
No, it's probably not. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. It's just too funny to hear that stuff.
Hey, while we're talking about Fremont Street, I heard on the news that they refurbished some of Fremont Street down.
Oh, like 3rd Street?
Yeah,
Yeah, they put like lights and little trees up.
look
and
pretty good.
Stuff for bums to pee on.
Oh, okay.
Well, they have to grow somehow,
At
don't
least,
they?
at least it won't roll down their leg.
Well, now we know where Chief's first specimen went.
There you
Went
go.
growing in the trees. All right. It is time
A
now
lot of protein.
for
Yeah. Okay.
some rumors. It's time now for I Hear Voices. Rumor number one. Rumor is, after recent months, upper management now sees Damian Priest as a main event talent. Do you see Priest as WWE champion one day? Matt, I'll start with you on that one. What do you think about Priest?
As WWE champion, here's what your problem is. Your problem is
It's just a frank and simple yes or no. What the hell?
Just keep going. Don't mind him. He'll be asleep in a minute. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like someone's lost my piss cup.
Where's your pocket, buddy?
Jeez.
With Roman sitting as the WWE champion,
Right.
there's not flexibility there. So being that they're on Raw, why not put the Raw title on him if you see him as champion? But as a main eventer, I think you see that Damian Priest is at the point where if he's not a main eventer right now, he'll never be, because I think he's just like 5 years younger than Chief.
Right. Right.
But wasn't Damian Priest thought of that way when they first called him up? I mean, they didn't. You don't think because listen, we know Vince always liked the big, bulky, big guys. He didn't have main event status at that time.
He couldn't talk.
So
I thought Vince liked blonde-headed women that he had to pay $5 million to.
in small bills, in ones.
You can't put the strap on them though.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but that's a whole
true.
other strap. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
So it sounds like if you're reading what everybody's saying, what has been said ever since Backlash with this match with Bunny, that's really the match that people felt escalated him. And if that's the case, why does it take a match against an entertainer to elevate your status to a possible main eventer?
I was listening to our other favorite show this morning.
Yes.
And it was episode 2,762
On the list.
On the list.
Right.
So anyway.
It's even behind Vegas Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yes. And they were talking about that, and they felt that a certain person said that Damian could work with just about anybody if he could put Bunny over like that in the match. And at least I have. I think you probably have, and I know you have. We've had the good fortune of seeing Damian out here before he went to WWE with another organization. And he can go with anyone.
Right.
So I don't see a problem if it's not the heavyweight championship. Put the U.S. title on him.
But here's the thing: somebody said that he couldn't talk, right? He didn't have mic skills. Well, guess what? Brock Lesnar had a mouthpiece for so many years.
Well, he does now. Think about it.
No, I understand
with
that.
Finn and Rhea and
Right.
Dom. In fact, Dom is the one who is benefiting the
Right.
most now
Sure.
because of that. So you got to understand one thing too. And what I love about this is you're all talking wrestling and none of you have ever fucking done it. Some of us have experience.
That's true.
and
Matt
know
is-
what
Matt
we're-
is-
I have
seriously,
done
really?
it. I've done it.
He just swings
Yeah.
kendo sticks.
Yeah, wrestling a bum on Fremont Street for piss does not count.
Anytime you want to get in the freaking ring, jabroni,
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
be more than happy to.
You guys sponsor a Jello wrestling by any
I'll
chance?
just-
Because we can
I'll
Jello
call
wrestle.
Bill Cosby right away and see
That's
if he
the
can
only bump
sponsor.
either of you could take.
Remember, hey man, I'll
That was good.
do a couple bumps
Oh
before
my
I go in the
gosh.
ring with him. If you know what I mean.
Tom Crawford says Damian Priest was barely a main event status in NXT.
Agreed.
So,
I just agreed with Tom Crawford.
oh my God,
Do
the
you-
ground is shaking.
Jesus.
Do you know where Damien started?
What do you mean? Where he's
Where he actually got his wrestling start?
Monster Factor.
Shut up.
Yeah, on the East Coast, Chief.
I know.
But
In,
you asked.
in New Jersey. Duh.
Anytime he can get New Jersey or the Monster Factory into a show, he figures out how.
Damn right.
Well, I appreciate the Jersey part.
Yeah,
I'll
some
cover
of
for that too.
us have a Jersey boy DDP's phone number in his phone. Others are just happen to live out there. So
Hold on.
you know.
On that note,
Go
why
ahead.
they
Go
piss
ahead.
on each other about who
Go
they
ahead.
know?
Show them who the boss is, Chief.
Rumor is
The
WWE.
owner of Monster Factory's number up.
Rumor is WWE is getting serious about holding big events outside the U.S. Where could they go for the biggest and best crowds, Mr. Matt Mullen?
That Puerto Rican crowd was insane.
Off the hook, huh?
I don't even know where they can go that we can redo that compared to they'd have to go they've already done almost where Drew McIntyre's home is. Unless they go to Samoa or something and do Rock
Right.
Roman
The
there. I
bloodline
don't-
stuff there. Well, we were talking about this before we went on the air about AEW and Wembley. Wembley has 90, 100,000 seats.
Yeah.
AEW reportedly has sold about 60,000. Matt suggested that if WWE were to go there, and I don't know if they've ever been in London. I don't recall if they have or
Of
not.
course they were. 'Cause they
SummerSlam
ran-
92.
Well, yeah,
Wembley.
that's true. But I'm talking about Wembley. Would they sell more tickets than the 60,000 and come close to a true sellout at Wembley for 90,000?
Yeah.
That might be the one place to conquer in Europe.
Well, here's the thing: if they could fit in 120,000 in Wembley, they
Mhm.
would sell it.
They would or wouldn't.
They would.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree. No, I
The
agree with
only
you. I agree.
reason AEW is selling 60,000 tickets right now is because they've never run. Period.
It's the first time.
It's the first time.
Novelty.
You know,
Very true.
the question is, though, and I said this to the guys last week, the way that they're going to have to configure the stadium is 60,000 the most that can be sold in Wembley.
Well,
To you know what I'm saying, to do it that way?
no, they got 80,000 set up. The setup is for 80,000.
It is for 80.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got
Because-
20 more that they can let loose.
Yeah, and they are going to, and basically, Chief, it's just because the tennis net is there.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
Interesting.
The center
no,
line.
yeah.
But you know what's
That's totally-
I knew. I played tennis. I knew
I
what
got
he was
it.
talking
Man. I
about.
got you
knew what
covered.
he was
I got
talking
you covered.
about. Now, where did wrestling start many, many thousands of years ago?
Greece.
Why not hold an event there? Do they have an arena big enough? Where was the old amphitheater that was destroyed? Was that in Rome, right?
The Acropolis.
The Acropolis, the old Colosseum, which I know is not
Yeah.
structure-wise, but if wrestling started overseas,
Wait, they ran Caesar's Palace. The real one?
listen, anytime you
on
can-
Vegas Boulevard.
anytime you can see Bobby Heenan come out on a camel backwards,
Jen was asking where Thomas is at.
then that's
Did you reply?
I certainly did,
Okay.
as did Ronald. Which
Just
was,
with Vince
Okay.
being Vince and Tony Khan selling 60,000 tickets, I can already see Vince looking at the biggest soccer stadium in Europe and just being like, we're running there.
That's
Fuck
what
this
I'm
guy.
thinking. He's going
We're
to want
going
to
to sell
top.
150,000 tickets to whatever I want.
He's going to want to top AEW.
Yeah, but what's interesting about that is I don't think Vince even has a stake. I don't think he's even caring right now because of the fact that his venture right now is, hey, I have UFC and I'm part of the board. Why not make a super show between WWE and UFC that is almost like a weekend type thing, like a WrestleMania? Combine the two forces, and you could probably sell out a whole fucking state at that point. Think of all the people.
You asked
Very true.
Brazil.
Mhm.
Why not go to Brazil?
Big soccer stadiums there, yeah. Right.
Well-
Well, yeah, any of the South American countries would
They
stop.
have they have Carnival,
Right.
okay, down there where they put millions of people.
Sure.
Why
If you
not
would
go
have
to
done this
Brazil?
merger like 5 years ago and you had like Roman and like Anderson Silva on the same card in Brazil, like
Yeah.
you could have put an empty lot and like 500,000 people in there if you really wanted to.
Chief,
Are-
we talked.
Are you saying take my money?
That
Okay.
Chief, we talked about closed circuit viewing
Yes.
over the weeks, right?
Yes.
So imagine you have a main card at Allegiant Stadium,
Yes.
70,000 people.
Yes.
Every other theater on the strip does closed circuit streaming of that event and sells tickets.
Why
You
not?
You get 200,000
Why
people's
not?
lives. That's what I'm saying. So in theory, you can do that here in Vegas. Put 70,000 in Allegiant, sell closed circuit viewing to every casino in town.
Vince is not that smart.
Oh,
Not
Okay,
not like his father was.
no.
Okay, not like his father. His father was very smart
Yep.
on how he handled things back in the day.
Well, how was his grandfather?
Who?
You went to school with Vince's grandfather, right?
On that note,
Yeah.
real quickly before we go to break.
Started wrestling. They started wrestling in Washington D.C. at the Capitol Arena. Ray Morgan was the announcer. What else do you want to
He
know?
knew it was grease because he was there.
That's right. He
we can't
reported
really
on it.
say Vince's dad is
That-
smarter because
that
of like
was-
closed circuit TV because technology didn't catch up until
That
Vince
was
was in charge.
that was butter.
Closed circuit TV was all they had.
Speaking of butter, it's time to slip into the last question so we can go to break.
What last question?
Rumor is Young
Oh.
Rock is in danger of being canceled by NBC. Real quickly, I would be sad if it gets canceled, but not surprised.
You watch it?
Matt,
I wouldn't be surprised, but it's a good show. But like being like an actual like wrestling fan, the show's kind of annoying because it's always slightly off of what's actually like ever happened.
that's TV. You have to.
But
drown
they
the
gotta
cats a
like
little
do
bit.
it for like the majority of audiences.
Okay.
But
He was looking at his watch. That was Vince's grandfather calling in, wanting to talk to me. He won't
what's
let
the
it
number?
happen.
27.
Yeah,
Quickly, Young Rock, yes or no?
I've never seen it.
Okay, Young Rock, yes or no?
Yeah, whatever. At this point,
They're
As
really
long as
into
they
it.
cancel heels, that's like the best wrestling show on TV.
there you go.
Dude, even I've watched it.
See, so that's an indictment all by itself. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. When we come back, we're getting into Backlash. Mr. Matt Michaels from Vegas Bad Boys is joining us. Of course, the rest of the crew and you will be right back.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
What the hell?
Welcome back.
Hey, hello, everybody. 702-992-3207.
I just see it here on the printout of the,
And
the
Chief,
information.
and I don't even have my glasses on. That's how good I
That
am.
was so far away. That's why. All right, 702-992-3207.
That's what I just said.
I said it again. We are going to start getting into Backlash right after Chief shares with us about 2 events from Power Play Sports Collectibles coming up.
Sports cards, toys, and collectibles show at Sam's Town Hotel and Casino, August 26th and 27th, and November 4th and 5th. Sponsored by Mr. Scott Hosey and Power Play Sports Cards and Collectibles. Come on out. We'll be there doing our podcast. Hopefully, Mr. Matt will be coming by, swinging by maybe.
If you want me to swing with you, I'll swing.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
That's a show for
Come
a whole
on
other
by.
topic.
And then come on out and I'll give you $5 and sign an autograph for you. There you have it. Anyway, August
20, give me $100
August
right now.
26th and 27th, Sam's Town Hotel and Casino.
That's too funny. You guys are nuts.
All right.
All right, let's get to it. First match that kicked off Backlash last week, which I thought was actually a very good match with a very big surprise. Bianca Belair retained her title against Io Sky. Matt, what's your thoughts on that match?
You thought that was a surprise?
Once they said
You're talking
that,
about the crowd?
No,
I'm talking about the crowd, not the
Oh,
results.
okay.
No.
I was like,
No, not the
Bianca Belair
results.
was going over.
Down, boy, down.
Hey, I'm not chief. Give me a
Boy.
break. Go.
I honestly thought Io was gonna win until they said Bianca was gonna break some record if she retained, and I automatically knew she was gonna retain.
Yeah, longest reigning Raw champ, I believe.
Longest women's champion in modern history.
Well, now it'll be women's champ because she's now over on SmackDown to continue. But initially it was Raw, I thought.
Well, and remember too, she was the longest reigning African American champion in WWE history.
Oh wow!
She is also the equivalent of what John Cena is.
Right.
So,
A jabroni?
hey, watch it. Some of us are friends with them, man.
I don't care.
We have a commercial that
That don't bother me.
Anyway, let's get back to the match. So go ahead. So they mentioned the record, and so this
No,
sort
I'm
of seemed
happy.
obvious.
I'm happy she won it, but I wanted Io to win.
Okay.
It was a good match. It was kind of like Io Sky's like coming out party to the main roster. I think it put her on like a new level.
Okay.
And the funny thing, I watched SmackDown last night before my bedtime,
Right.
and it was funny because Io had a couple weird looks at what's her name? Bailey last night on the show.
Mhm.
And I think Io and Bailey are going to have a little tete-to-tete.
They've been setting it up for a couple of weeks now.
Okay.
The split
I
of
just
split of damage
know,
control.
sometimes you got to
Reel them in.
yeah.
So my question to you, Matt, that to me was a surprise. In Puerto Rico, Bianca's been a face forever. She was booed an awful lot. The crowd was so behind Io that they switched roles, it seemed like. What were your thoughts on it? Were you surprised by that? Because I was.
No, and the reason I wasn't surprised by it is because when you have the level of wrestling marks who they don't want to consider. You're going to see this backlash coming on Bianca.
Okay.
Happened to Cena, happened to Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you have a face, and it's always the face
Mm-hmm.
getting pushed on you,
Mm-hmm.
they hate it. They absolutely hate it.
Will you do me a favor for some of the people that may not know? Will you define a mark, please?
Define a mark?
Please.
AEW fan.
Tony,
The owner, by chance? Is that what you're referring to?
Tony Khan?
No, I'm not talking about Scarface.
Oh,
I'm talking about
jeez.
Tony Montana. I'm just talking about
Tony Khan?
Well, you know what, Chief?
I'm just asking.
I'll tell you.
Because we've probably got one or two
Right.
people that really don't know what a mark is.
So back in the Carney days, remember those? So back in the Carney days,
You mean with Barnum and Bailey Circus?
but right,
Yes,
essentially.
yes.
Essentially, a mark is someone who that you pick up that they are easily influenced and gullible and will buy anything. And it's come over the years with social media. I believe that the mark has now become the anti-establishment type person, right? So now you have these people who want to boo everything that they feel is wrong. Chief, it's George Lucas ruined my childhood syndrome.
Got you.
Nothing is good anymore. Everyone hates everything. And
So, sort of like somebody that has a payroll with 24 millionaires on it. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I got it. Thank you.
But could you imagine? Could you have imagined if the crowd went against Bad Bunny?
Oh no,
Right.
you can see that happen.
You
Not
could
when you
not
get
see
the
that
other
happen.
surprise returns also to help him.
So what's interesting is in the old way of thinking in WWE, which I particularly liked, and it was evident with Roman
The old
in
thinking.
WrestleMania. Yeah,
The old yes,
thinking.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of times what you would see is, put Damian Priest over Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. That would have been wonderful because it would have been a hellhole riot in the stands. People would have been, Bruiser Brody stabbing people. And, it's just, you have to find that balance of the crowd in the stories. And you also can't listen to the crowd because you're going to be doing stupid things,
Right?
Because guys like Chief are going to be telling you, we want to see this. And it's like,
I just think it made for an interesting underline in that match that the reception for both, the crowd was so behind EO and they quickly turned on Bianca. I was just very surprised by that. But then as it happened, I can understand why, like the reasons we're just talking about, which was quite interesting, because that's the only time it appeared that the crowd flipped in supporting face versus heel.
I want to thank you for that 5-minute dissertation, but thank you.
Next match before we go to rant.
Wait, I got a comment.
Oh, okay.
And this is serious.
Yeah.
Matt was talking about, this happening down in Puerto Rico. You mentioned a gentleman just now.
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody.
Yep.
Carlos Colon.
Yep.
Abdullah the Butcher. They had some hellacious riots down there.
Yep.
And that, if the matches, I believe, doesn't go a certain way down there, I don't think they have enough security.
Yeah, I agree. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah. So,
it's just that the spotlight has not been on Puerto Rico.
18 years.
Exactly.
That was the last time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, next match before we get ready for Chiefs rant. Seth Rollins defeated Omos. I wish they'd change his name to spelling to match the way everybody's pronouncing it, but it's Omos. But anyway, Rollins beat him. Any surprise? In my opinion, no. I think we kind of called that last week about how far up the ropes he'd have to beat it to deliver the stop to finish him. I think we nabbed that one. Good showing for Omos. I mean, we know Rollins had to, especially since he's in the tournament.
Rollins put him over.
Rollins put him over, but where does this lead now for Omos? What's next for him? Is it going to be a reincarnation finally of the Hurt Business that he's going to be part of in some capacity? Because he's taken these, he's lost to Lesnar, right? He's now lost to Rollins. The real big positive on his resume was tagging with AJ as champion.
Yeah.
What's next for him at this point?
The buffet line. for a while.
He's 7 feet, man. He'll take a lot of buffet space.
That's okay.
I team him with Baron Corbin.
Okay, that's it. And they read this week he may be coming back as a lone wolf now, bring back his original gimmick.
Well, let's hope so.
They better grow his hair out pretty fast.
Well, if you saw him with the gentleman that we brought up from NXT that wrestled him and beat him
Cameron Grimes.
with 5 seconds last night.
Yep.
They've got to do something for him. I personally myself, I think Vince wrecked his character.
They are doing something for him, Chief. They're keeping him on the payroll.
This is true.
Dana Brooke. That's the other one.
Vince has got deep
I wish
pockets.
he'd give him more of a real chance, though.
That was like the saddest thing I've seen on wrestling all week. When
What's
she
up,
finally
brother?
came back on Raw, she tried to high five that kid, and that kid was like,
Oh, Dana, he's talking about?
yeah, she was like, I guess.
Interesting. So,
Who was the other? My hubcap. What was
Eva
her
Marie?
Yeah, Eva Marie.
all right, so Amos, where do we see with him? Seriously, give me an idea of what you do with him. Rollins, we know is advanced. We know Rollins could have taken a loss, and I don't think it would have hurt him. But does MVP turn on him? Do we see almost become a face something? I mean, there's got to be some direction that's going to make this guy stick. You can't always match him up with Braun Strowman.
You could tag him with Ricochet. I mean, they're in the same situation
Yeah,
that they have with Strowman. What do you do with a guy who is 7 foot and has no real skills on the mic?
Right.
And Strowman is more seasoned and more, of a guy who could work a mic, and they can't find anything but put him on with Ricochet.
Right.
So what do you do with these giants? There is a hard reality that giants in wrestling only have a certain life. In this incarnation, why did Andre the Giant work? Because it was territories.
Right.
And he
was
could
an
go,
attraction.
Attraction. Exactly.
That's right.
That's what I was going to say. Andre the Giant.
Brock Lesnar is considered an attraction nowadays. Right.
Hey, his ratings draw still, no matter how much any hates him, no matter how much they want him to go away, they still watch when he's on TV.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to the triple threat match, we are at the bottom of the hour. So I'm going to remind everybody at this time to batten down the hatches because
This camera here, huh?
that one over there,
I got it.
The one
To the
looking
left.
right at you.
the one, it is now time for the Chiefs rant.
General of quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so. Yeah, that was a nice ship you had there, whatever it was. Anyway, good morning, folks. Chief here. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2:58.
Thank God.
So here's what I want to talk about, and I really don't want to be interrupted until I get done. And on a serious note, anyway, a couple weeks, AEW is coming out here. Big show at T-Mobile Arena, Double or Nothing, and a big show at the MGM Grand. However, Saturday, they're having a Wrestle Fest for the fans at MGM. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. We talk about a certain owner being a mark in professional wrestling. Well, I've got the site pulled up right here, and $60 for the ticket to get in. And so then you go with all the fees, the ticket costs you $76 to get in to the Fan Fest. Then they have 4 wrestlers per section. Most of the wrestlers are costing $100 for a freaking autograph. Okay? $100. They got two wrestlers that are going to be signing autographs or getting a picture taken or whatever. $75. They're the cheapest. So you figure it out. Tony Khan is supposed to be a wrestling fan, first and foremost. But yet, to pay $76 to have to get in, and then at least $75 to $100 for one freaking autograph. That's $175. Then you got to pay for parking. Okay, you got to pay for your gas. So one autograph going to cost you $200. So, Mr. Khan, this is what I want to say to you. If you're a wrestling fan, first and foremost, besides being an owner of a company, you would think you'd want to give back to the wrestling fans. But as a friend of ours always says to us, it's all about merchandise and making the money. That's the Chiefs rant over and out today.
He may be a wrestling fan, Tony Khan, but he's also a business owner. And if you have 20,000 wrestling fans coming to your event, why not capitalize on it?
Why not give back to the wrestling fan?
Why would you rent out like a $20,000 arena for free?
It's not even going to be in the arena. It's going to be in one of
It's in
the
the big ballroom, but
yeah.
you're still doing like all these events.
But do you think the average wrestling fan can afford $200? I've got 5 items. Just as a wrestling fan, as a mark, I've got 5 items I need Moxley to sign.
Jesus Christ, 5 items.
I'm not paying $500.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm not paying $500.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. And I got to be the one thing I left out of my rant that I'll say now. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Mr. Cena, maybe. Okay. Maybe maybe the 4 Horsemen
I don't even know where this is going.
Yes.
Yes.
are worth paying $100 for an autograph.
Liz just checked in, giving you a heads up.
Most of the people, hi, hon, hope you're grocery shopping. Most of the people that are signing here aren't in the caliber of $100 autograph yet.
Well, Chief, let's throw it around here. Let's
All right.
let's flip it. Let's
All
flip
right.
it. You're talking about the wrestling
Dang.
fan, but let's talk about the reality that a lot of the people who will be signing, who aren't John Moxley, they are making a little extra by doing this, right? So
I can't-
why?
I don't know. Or I don't know how much they're making and Tony Khan's keeping.
But why?
How much would you think they're making on a $100 autograph?
Well, first of all, Anna Jay is
Just
not
think-
charging $100.
She's charging 75.
Okay, 75.
How much do you think she's making out of that 75?
Probably,
All of it?
probably at least $50, and that's where
And
it's
Tony
funny at.
Khan's keeping 25.
Hey, listen, he needs
Is that what you're saying?
he needs his Coke money.
You can just answer yes or no. It's not a hard question.
He's allowed to keep the money. They're the ones setting up and facilitating the whole thing.
Give back to the wrestling fan.
I always laugh on like wrestling Twitter when you see stuff about like AEW doing anything. Everyone bitches about it.
I'm not
But when
bitching about it.
WrestleMania Access was a thing for like 10 years that you had to pay like $100 to get in for and pay $350 for an Undertaker autograph. Everyone's like, take my money. Just take it. Just take it.
Yeah, but Chief,
Not this guy.
made the point too, though. The Undertaker at that point was
He's
worth that
another.
money.
He's another one
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah, you know.
to mention. But I'm, the point I'm trying to make is give something back to the wrestling fans.
Well, they are. They're giving you their autograph.
Giving their max.
Not for those fucking prices.
So you said something in your rant that I think was very important. You said you yourself would not be spending that money.
I won't.
So anybody else that's out there that feels the same way that you do has that option to not spend it.
Absolutely.
But there are going to be more people that will have the thought process of going to do it because for them it may be once in a lifetime opportunity. I think to meet a wrestler. Now, I think the 4 of us sitting up here will say we have access to wrestlers
Yes.
that the common fan doesn't.
Yes.
And so for
Yes.
us, when we say, oh, so-and-so's coming to this event or that event, but I'll see him later, we don't have to worry about spending the money you're talking about. For the
Yeah.
common fan, this may be
This is the only way to get to
It's
this.
the
And
only
I
time.
get
It may
that.
be the only one time in their life to stand in front of these people. Now, they may not be the likes of a Undertaker, Ric Flair, Hogan, Cena, or whoever, but to them, it's a wrestling personality that they watch on television. And so for them, it may be the only shot.
But wouldn't you, and my thought is, why wouldn't you want to lower the prices a little bit?
Because
No, wait.
People are willing
So that more people could attend it.
I'll tell you 2 reasons why. Number one, as he just said, value is all about what people are willing to pay. If people see the value for themselves, paying $100, to them, that might be a reasonable discount. The other reason from a business side of it, on the other side, everything you do has costs.
Right.
And you got to admit, Chief, to do anything in a casino nowadays has gone up. We know that from
Yep.
our friend Scott, right?
Yep.
So the cost of even folding chairs and tables when you have to pay union workers to set those things up, costs are there. So at a $75 hypothetically, because I know we're all supposing these numbers. If the signer got 50 to 75, which means they got the majority of the money, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
If it's the other way around, where the signer was only getting 25 and Khan was getting 50, I'd have a problem with that.
Let me ask you a question. When you wrestled, did you sign autographs? No,
No
wait.
one asked.
If you
Sign now, please. Will you sign, please?
No. If you were signing autographs, would you sell them or would you just giving them away back when you were wrestling?
Well, see, that's a horrible setup question because of the fact.
No, it's not.
Well, because
It's
it is.
It's an honest question.
How long ago did you wrestle?
Early 2000s. So
You're talking 23 years. The society of wrestling has changed.
But you're also talking a fest. You're talking something that is set up on a bigger manner. We're not talking about, going down to
airport.
Yeah, or going down to FSW and getting autographs from guys who are coming up.
Right.
We're talking about established people. And the whole idea is people come in from out of town for Double or Nothing, right? There are a lot of people out of town. So therefore,
You
the
think so?
money is there. So why not?
The floor recognizes John, please.
Okay, so it's a business. And in any business, if you put something out there, people are going to buy it or they aren't. And just like when I set my prices here in the studio, if the people aren't paying them and I find out that this isn't working, it's not a good business model, then I'm either going to have to reduce my prices or go out of business. And I think the same way. They will learn a lesson from this event. They will either be successful and they'll keep doing it, or they will say, shit, man, we fucked up. We got to pay more attention to the fans. And I think that's gonna tell the whole thing.
Are they doing the same type of, thank you, John. Are they doing the same type of fan experience out at Wembley when they have the big event out there?
Probably, I would assume.
And don't forget,
And they may even charge higher there because of conversion of money too.
right?
Who knows?
And don't forget, they've done it here before.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of people there.
And what we're also missing here, Chief, is one of the things
Wait.
that I think is most important.
I don't give
Why
a
do
shit.
you need 5 fucking autographs from John Moxley?
Because
that's a big question right there. That is something that's ruining the autograph industry, is people getting all these multiple autographs. And oh my God, I got to pay $500 for 5 autographs. Oh, I'm getting raped. Here.
Well, Baldy, let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. When I get autographs, they go into my collection. They're not for sale. All right. They don't go on eBay or any of the other schmut shit that's out there.
Right.
Okay. They go up on my wall or in my closet. So I can get as many autographs as I want.
Well, but you also have to be willing to pay the price
And
for those autographs.
I understand
that's the
that.
whole thing.
I understand that. But I know people that know people.
So let me ask you a question seriously. As a fan, forget everybody that you know and all the autographs. As a fan, Chief,
As
okay?
a fan.
You're new to if you were Jennifer, let's put it that way, who is new to wrestling, to meet these people that you see on television, would you, as a fan, consider this a once in a lifetime opportunity to meet your favorite wrestlers? Is this something that you would give credence to really doing as a fan without all the connections and knowledge you have of the people that we have?
Here's my thought. All right. A certain wrestler just did a show, wrestled at another show somewhere else in the country.
Okay.
It wasn't Vegas.
Okay.
They had a meet and greet before the wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
The autograph was $60.
Mm-hmm.
That wrestler is going to be out here in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
The autograph is going to be $100 now.
Mm-hmm.
Why the difference?
City
Why?
where they appeared, maybe?
Wait. So let me finish.
Okay.
Shut up.
Well, you asked the question.
So let me finish.
Okay.
So why not wait and see if they're going to be at another wrestling event that they're going to charge $60 instead of $100?
Because I don't think people are shopping around because to fly.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Hang on. Were they? Was his individual wrestling?
Hang on. I'm being ganged up on. I'm going to defend myself.
That's fine. I'm just going to ask you a
All
question.
right.
This wrestler that you're referring
I'm
to.
going to freaking defend myself.
Chief, I'm just asking a question.
Well, then calm down.
He is calm.
Wait a minute.
He's calmer than cool.
Calm
and he's
down.
bald.
When you're an indie show in like a smaller town, you're going to charge less because there's not that many people there.
Well, that's
Exactly.
when you're coming to Vegas on Memorial Day weekend,
Well, that's
where there's going to be a ton of wrestling fans, you take advantage of it.
So
Exactly.
my question was the wrestler that you were referring to.
Yes.
Were they wrestling, obviously not in the local area? Were they back east somewhere? What kind of town were they in? Just out of curiosity.
They were in.
Just name a state.
They were in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. So if I lived on the East Coast.
At a good.
That's okay.
At a good show.
If I lived on the East Coast.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking
If
about.
I lived on the East Coast, like my daughter does in Virginia, and I were to want to drive to Baltimore and spend only $60 because it's only going to cost me a tank of gas, I go there. I would not spend then knowing maybe 3 weeks later, if they're coming out to Vegas, I don't know that I would say, wait, let me wait or role reversal because we know cards are subject to change. And that person who maybe is at that one venue isn't going to be at the next one for injury or whatever. People are going to go where based on convenience is really what I'm suggesting.
I don't disagree with you on
well,
that.
that's why the price difference will work.
I don't disagree with. I've asked our good colleague here to get me autographs a few times, and I think the prices and the wrestlers that I've asked you to get, their prices were very fair.
Yeah.
All right. But to see
Jennifer,
the vast majority of the wrestlers that are going to be at the AEW, they're not worth $100, in my opinion.
See, and you just,
In my opinion.
but see, that's the whole thing. That's the point.
that's value.
And that's the whole point
Yep.
of the fest is you said it. Why is it $100? Because they're keeping the 60, which they would get back east, and the business is profiting that extra percentage of that $40 to cover the cost of the show and to make the money on the appearance fee.
Well, why not just charge 60?
Because you don't make the $40. Now the wrestler's making, $30 and you're taking 30.
But most of them make a fairly reasonable living.
I don't know if indie guys are. I don't know if indie performers
Well,
are
I
making
would.
a reasonable living. I don't know.
There's evidently there's 24 millionaires on AEW.
But that's not an indie. I'm talking in.
But,
You said
but the
indie
wrestlers. No, wait,
Oh, the
wait.
prominent
But
wrestlers.
the wrestlers that are going to be there at the show this, in a couple weeks, they wrestle on AEW, and if
Wait. $20.
Oh,
Okay.
and a few of them are, I would say, millionaires.
But that's the elite crew, though. that
Am I
makes those
right?
kind of
Right.
numbers,
Would you
right?
think?
But you're also associating this whole thing is based off of the fest. It's different when you're talking about everywhere else in the country, right? WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. It's all about the fest. It's put together for a reason to make money.
Looking at this list, it is kind of funny that Matt Menard and Jeff Parker are the same price as Bryan Danielson.
Sorry.
Someone's table is going to be empty.
Jennifer,
If you were wrestling, well, I'll give you one, and we'll end on this. A few years ago, okay, I bought a picture at a wrestling event, and
For Chief.
huh?
Said I got one for you when you're done.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Anyway,
folks, we're going to go right to the top of the hour at this point.
it had four people in it.
We might be going to next hour.
That's okay.
That's
we
okay.
do.
It had four people.
That's if you can stick around.
All right. Had four
Okay.
people in it.
All right.
One of them's wrestled in WWE.
Okay.
One of them is the heavyweight champion in MLW right now.
Okay.
The other two are and have a wrestling school over in Phoenix.
Okay.
So I paid $10 for the picture. I think that's good value, especially when Hammerstone's in it. And Gabe Gallo, who wrestled in WWE. Okay. I think for $10, that's good value. Oh, sorry. I think for $10, that's good value.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're not at a fest.
They
don't have the expenses
They
of being
were
at
at
a
a
fest.
wrestling show, though. The same,
But this isn't
But
a wrestling show.
But it's like I asked you. It's like I asked you when you wrestled at shows. You could have done autographs.
I think we should just
That's the
finally.
thing.
I think
So
we
anyway-
should, hang on. I just think we should finally start YMWF, have our own fan fest, and we'll charge $1,000 for us to sign. Anyway,
Anyway, Matt's got a comment.
yes.
So if there's like a fan fest, like 10 years ago, and good old Bruno San
I was
Martino
going to
was
say, I go
there.
stand over there and get out of the way.
Should he not charge like $200 for an autograph for the legend he is, or should he give back to the wrestling community and just sit there and sign autographs for free?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll put it this way. If you go back and watch some of the old matches, the fans would come up to the ringside and they would get autographs from the wrestlers at ringside
For that today.
for nothing.
Cody Rhodes has to be taken away by security on a nightly basis
No,
because he sits there and signs autographs around ringside until like fans are gone.
But I'm talking about
I'm talking about a fan fest where the guy's trying
I'm
to make money.
talking about on camera. Help me out on this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what the problem is that, and what Matt said was very relevant.
I don't disagree.
Because Bruno
He
Sammartino,
normally is relevant. I paid $100 for Bruno Sammartino autograph. It's worth it.
yeah, well, that's
All right?
that's
It's worth it.
But you make the choices when you're in the fest.
Bye, Liz.
So
Thanks, Liz.
Is she still here?
No, she's leaving.
She must be going grocery shopping. Or she's somewhere. I don't know where she's at. She was on the west side. You know where she was at this morning?
Mm-mm.
The bagel place.
Oh, there you go. Tom Crawford says it's a double-edged sword. He finds agreement with both sides of the argument. He also says Mr. Producer has the correct viewpoint. If people pay the price, then the business model works. If they don't, then AEW deserves a slap in the face. All right, before we go to the top of the hour, let's quickly go over a couple of more matches so that this way we can get deep into this. The triple threat, Austin Theory defeated Lashley and Bronson Reed. Gentlemen, thoughts?
I knew by hook or by crook Theory was going to retain.
Okay,
And that's exactly what he did.
Chief?
No surprise there.
Okay, I think we all picked Theory to retain.
We did.
What was your thoughts on that triple
same
threat?
thing. Theory's got it. They got to keep that belt on for now.
Okay. Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega. No surprise with the outcome. I was very delighted for the response that Zelina got and that outfit she had was just off the charts great.
100%.
So no surprise in the outcome. But did she do anything to help herself from a wrestling standpoint, Zelina?
It was a quick match, but I think that was like her coming out party, basically. Like that was like her moment. Like she lost, but it was her moment.
Mm-hmm.
She's never going to have a WrestleMania moment.
No, that was
that
her
was just
WrestleMania
it.
moment. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
I
as
was
much as
happy
you
for
hate
her.
that Johnny Knoxville figure, I hope they turn that Zelina Vega outfit into a figure.
I'm tell you what, with the flag and everything.
Would you buy that?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Would you pay
No,
to-
she'd have to give it to
Would
me
you pay?
because
Would you pay
Mattel has to.
$100? Would you pay $100 for it?
Mattel would have to give me 5 of them because for free, just because.
We'll write them in.
and then they get them signed.
Write them and ask them.
Pay money to get to a fan fest. And
I don't see why I'd have to pay money at Target when they just have to give me stuff for free.
You know people that know people.
The Bloodline defeated Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and
For
Matt
that-
Riddle.
For that matter, just 5-finger discount.
Bloodline defeated Owens, Zayn, and Riddle. I knew Riddle was going to take the pin, but I was kind of surprised that they gave the loss to the champs personally.
Did you see the latest?
No.
I looked at something this morning and it said that Matt Riddle showed up at the show last night with his adult star girlfriend.
Oh, she was there in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, she was like right in the crowd.
You could see her cooler now.
What, oh, was she?
Yeah, you could see her cooler.
Good morning, Brandy.
I didn't take notice.
Yeah.
But
So
I wonder if that's going to hurt his career.
are we now going to finally see the crack continue to happen with the Bloodline after what we saw last night? There's a little stink eye going on between the Bloodline. Now the other surprising thing is the tag belts are going to be up for grabs in Saudi Arabia. And the other thing that's being widely discussed, Sami Zayn agreeing to go over there. Owens, these two guys never wanted to go in the past, but now with the belts and the way the storyline is developing, they kind of have to go.
It's all about the money.
Right. That's what the Prince wants, right? That's what Prince wants, right? That's what he usually
Right.
gets.
The crowd
So, yeah,
response for
no,
Sammy
no,
was
no,
not
no.
even being there last time.
Right.
He had to.
Right.
Had to.
He had to. Absolutely.
You know, why are and I'm asking as a wrestling fan, why are they doing this? You know, why Roman and Solo against Kevin and Sammy? I think there's some other
Could it be the Bloodline boys can't get there with their issues in the past? Or is this something that they're building towards to add to the depleting of the Bloodline and the breakup?
But let's
Not
face
having them
it.
there.
Let's face it. As a wrestling fan, I'm sure that Roman and Solo are not going to win the tag belts.
I wouldn't be surprised if the other boys come out and they somehow distract them from winning the belts to add to the
I mean,
crack in the line.
I just think there's other ways that they could go, and there's other wrestlers that they could put on the card instead of that match.
But you got to remember one thing, and I think this is very important.
Okay.
Solo,
Yes,
the way they're grooming him right now,
absolutely.
he's the one who beats Roman. He takes the title. He becomes the next person.
Well, we've been talking about that as one of the
I
possibilities for a
said
while.
that a couple months ago. Thank you.
The other Brandy actually brought up a great point to have this
Hey,
match
sister, how you
to
doing this morning?
build Roman and Solo versus the Usos at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's an interesting angle as well.
Like
That's
Roman said in like multiple interviews, he goes, "This Bloodline storyline.
Mhm.
If it was a baseball game, we're only in like the bottom of the third inning right now. So we
So,
got a lot more to do."
so let me ask a question. Do you think Alpha and Sika are going to show up somewhere sometime after what Roman said last night?
Well, they've already like passed the torch down to him, giving him those lay things. so-
Absolutely.
the next one that has to show up is Rock.
Right. That's the only place you can go if you're talking about going to the highest point is The Rock. But with his schedule, I don't think you're ever going to see it. So therefore, what do you do with this? You make the next superstar. And the other person who gains out of this, who could be that next level person, is Jay. Jay Uso would be spectacular in that type of role as a solo wrestler.
And we showed that when Jimmy was out injured.
Yep.
And he
Main
went
event
against
Jay.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So, all right, real quickly before we go to break, these last two matches probably need a lot more time to chat anyway, but let's go to the main event first. Cody Rhodes defeated Brock Lesnar. Anybody? I was sort of surprised with the finish. I think we all predicted Cody to win, but the bloodbath, all of a sudden the turnbuckle gets undone, and as he's going backwards, and the suplex, it falls out and goes flying. But what does this next now leave these guys, if anywhere? I mean, what's next for now? Are they going to continue feuding at this point? Because now they're 1-1, right? Usually have a third match as the blow off. Yes, or
Did you watch Raw?
last week?
Apparently not.
Raw.
No. I have not. Well, they're going.
Oh, I watched the highlights.
Well, maybe not this week. They have one more match coming, right?
Yeah, they set it up.
Right.
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. So,
Yeah.
so again, the question is, with that third match now, is it going to be the blow-off match to end this and refocus them in different directions?
Yeah, because Night of Champions is Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have Brock going to Saudi Arabia to collect that paycheck.
Right.
And Cody defeats him in Saudi Arabia. That's it. Brock disappears for a while.
Okay.
It's almost like, you can see the road.
handwriting's
Writing's on the
Yeah.
wall.
That's right.
Right.
So Cody beats Brock at Night of Champions. Where does Cody go from there?
Back to the USA.
He's not in the tournament for the US belt.
But if Seth wins, is he on Raw now? I forget where Rebecca's gone to.
I don't know.
So why not go after Seth for the belt, even if he doesn't win it?
Well, what if AJ wins it?
That's not going to happen. It's a Raw belt unless AJ wins it and they all of a sudden draft him over here. Then it totally makes the draft process totally stupid.
I mean,
Once again.
Well, remember though, they clarified that.
Okay.
The reason being is that Night of the Champions is the last event before the draft, choices, everything kicks in on Monday night.
I thought the
That was Backlash.
That was Backlash.
I thought they kicked in.
Yeah, after Monday, I'm back. The Monday.
Well, there
Obviously,
you
you missed that memo.
Boy, are you a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, that's
So then if the winner of the SmackDown, like wins the World Heavyweight title, they get drafted to Raw, basically. But since
So-
he's in the OC, obviously he's
that's-
not winning. So.
Unless they move all three over and they move three from Raw to SmackDown
Because Bianca's on SmackDown now.
with the
right?
Raw belt.
With the Raw belt.
So obviously, they're going to do some switcheroo
They
somehow.
got to.
I
I'm
mean,
surprised they haven't changed those yet.
I think they want to avoid a Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair issue in exchanging belts from a few years ago.
I-
So,
right.
Never mind.
All right, real quickly, if we can get some of this in before we go to the break, the last match of the night, of course, I think was really the main event. I know Cody and the co-main events and all that, but I think Bad Bunny and Damian Priest should have been the main event, especially in Puerto Rico, especially with the 2 surprise guests that showed up to help in the match.
I like apples.
Carlito. Oh, my goodness. His pop was tremendous.
We've had the honor of meeting him.
We have?
Well, I have.
You have.
Carlita?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him a couple of
I
times.
have.
Great, nice guy.
But the roof popped
Nice
for
guy.
him. I mean, that was,
Oh, yeah.
it was nuts when he showed up.
Him and Savio Vega.
Yeah. But Savio came out, but I mean, Carlito got a much better
Well,
response.
he's a Cologne.
Right.
That's
Exactly. So overall, I think it was a good match. Again, I think Bunny did very well for himself, given, and yes, Damian Priest really helped put him over in that match. And, some of Damian's selling at some points were rather over the top, which was okay. That's part of the selling of the particular moment. Now what? Are we done with Bunny? Are they gonna have another match at SummerSlam? Another
Maybe-
build for something?
maybe him
Don't
and-
tell me not Johnny Knoxville.
Maybe him and Johnny Knoxville.
I swear to God.
How you know what I was thinking?
Because I know you by now, doggone it. That's why.
No,
So-
I was, and I'm honest on this. I think as a quote unquote non-wrestler, Bunny's very, very athletic, and I think that in Damian being able to work with anyone, that helped to put Bunny over.
Right.
But the honest truth is that Bad Bunny went to the Performance Center every time that he's agreed to wrestle. And this is a guy who's doing, listen, if he had a fest, he could charge $500 for his autograph. All right. So, I mean, this guy has.
Can we get off the fests, please?
This is a get off fest right now, buddy. So,
Wait a minute. Wait. Don't let that line sink in, folks. That's another show all unto itself.
Don't
as
call
well.
me buddy.
Not after talking about getting off, okay? That's what we're talking about. Anyway.
but the truth of the matter is
Talk to
here is a guy who is selling out arenas by himself.
Right.
And the idea that he takes the time to actually go to the Performance Center and performs better than some of the people that have been doing it for 15
Ain't
years.
that the truth?
It's
Seriously.
remarkable.
And I've just and listening, and Logan Paul's the same in that same boat.
Yes.
However, I totally dislike Logan Paul because of his attitude towards all of this, the ego of his success. Well, that's part of the storyline or not. Bad Bunny, though, he practiced it. Not that Logan doesn't. He's gone to the center too. But Bunny doesn't let his success in the ring kind of go to his head. He comes in, he does his thing. To me, Logan Paul, take the Miz 10 years ago with that ego of how good he is and everything else. That's the two things that separate them for me as entertainers in the ring.
And that means both of them are doing the job.
Oh, absolutely. No,
I agree.
and as
Logan-
a fan, I recognize that.
Logan
Absolutely.
Paul's a UFC guy, right?
The YouTuber.
The YouTuber. His brother fights UFC, isn't it?
Oh,
He has a
okay.
brother.
My brother's a boxer.
I'm
a
They
boxer.
both are boxers too.
Right.
I'm
True.
confused. Never mind.
All right, on that
Okay.
note, to end Sheep's confusion, we're going to end our first hour so that we can all catch our
Hold it.
breath.
Matt, will you stay to the second hour? Can you stay to second
Oh,
hour?
yeah, I'll stay.
I'm asking you to.
I'm saying I am.
Okay. Well, I was told you're only staying.
While we
1
figure that
hour,
part
so-
out, when we come back in the other side, hour number 2
Good.
under the way.
Thanks,
Plus,
brother.
we're expecting our good friend Ronald to call us from Florida to talk about their match and card last
Hell
night
yeah.
and their next one coming up in June. So don't go anywhere.
Come back because the chief says so.
Yeah, what he said.
Bounce count anywhere. Y'all watching it. These are my new tag team partners, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, aka Marty the Mob, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Stephen Fatu. I'm here with my man, Big Chief. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean Devari. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
1,
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you need deep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition.
Hey, we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Tessa Blanchard and Ozzy, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
What?
Welcome back.
Hey, I'm leaving to my buddy Ozzy out there.
And I just told him, he can't answer back, right? Anyway, Thoughts Count Anywhere coming to you from WWDB TV studios in Las Vegas, 702-992-3207. Somehow, some way, Chief has convinced Matt to stick around a little bit longer with us through the rest of the show.
So I can get abused some more.
And because Chief whispered and said he's officially firing Thomas.
Yes.
So I don't know what that's about. But
You're the one that picks him up. That's up to you.
I don't pick him
You're the
up.
one that keeps bringing him.
I don't pick him up no more.
Oh, you don't?
No.
So maybe Uber or those guys will run out of business, and they'll have no way of getting here. Anyway, go for it.
Thank you. Anyway, our good friends at Power Play Sports and Collectibles, Mr. Scott Hosey, is sponsoring a sports card toys and collectibles show at Sam's Town Hotel and Casino, August the 26th and 27th, and November the 4th and 5th. So come on out. There'll be comics there. There'll be sports cards. There'll be pops. There'll be, what am I missing? Figures, probably. Food.
How much money does Scott make off the autograph?
I have no idea. You'll have to ask.
I was wondering how long it was going to take to ask that question.
Let's put it this way. The ones that I sign, I give him $5.
Yeah,
so he ain't getting nothing from me. So anyway, August the 26th and 27th at Sam's Town Hotel and Casino. Come on out and see us, folks. And we will be there doing our live podcast.
As will Aaron Zauer, and we're not getting paid for either of those.
No,
anyway,
we're not.
So.
And we appreciate Mr. John coming out.
Absolutely.
With us also.
All right, so we're going to get to it now. Ronald Young should be calling us at any time. We'll wait for his phone call to talk about what's going down in the wrestling world down there. Jennifer says, so funny. So she actually liked your question, by the way, about all of that.
What question?
Oh, about what he just asked you about what Scott's making.
Oh, I don't know.
On the fest.
Well, I have
Scott ought to call him like the cards fest, the sports collectibles fest. You know what I'm saying? So, wait a minute. I think we have somebody on the phone, if I'm listening to John correctly.
And
we got some idiot on the phone. I don't know if he knows what the hell he's
some
doing.
jabroni.
Yeah.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Is this Ronald?
Yes, it is.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Doing great. We had a great show last night. Very, very well accepted by the fans, so it was pretty good.
Good. So give us some highlights down there about what happened last night.
Of course, we had the Battle Royal for the first ever champion in Thunder Championship Wrestling. And, of course, it was a heel that won, but he had a lot of heat to begin with anyway, so he just got more heat by winning the title. So it was good. We had a couple matches before that. That took place before that. The Battle Royal actually happened.
Okay.
Great matches, like always.
So how many, was it a sellout?
Wasn't quite a sellout. We were wrestling, we had a couple other shows that were running at the same time we were. Plus a lot of problems going on. So it wasn't a complete sellout. So it was close to being a sellout.
Did you say proms or frogs?
Yeah,
I couldn't tell what you said.
They have like prom going on now.
Oh, okay. They had proms for frogs. Now, you guys have another event coming up in June, correct?
June 17th, we're going to be at a high school here. Some of the proceeds are going to help the high school has a wrestling team that travels.
Okay.
So they want us to come in and help raise money for them. And we are going to have 2 guests that you can come meet and greet. The first guest is none other than Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke.
Wow.
And our second guest is going to be Low Key, and they both are going to be wrestling, from what I'm understanding.
Wow, that is cool. That's some great names down there for that event for Draw to raise money.
Yes, it is.
Guys, you have a question for him, Chief?
Hey, I don't have a question. Hey, James, how's my buddy doing, Mr. Gary?
Ronald,
You forgot to tell me?
Yeah.
You told me to tell y'all that he said hello?
Yeah.
He's doing good.
All right.
Well, listen, we appreciate you taking a few minutes. When you have more information for the June event, that is Father's Day weekend, by the way, on the 17th of June.
Oh, is it?
What's that? June 17th.
I didn't even realize that was Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, you got to check your calendar every once in a while there, buddy.
Sunday the 18th is Father's Day. Just like last night's event, you're on Mother's Day weekend, by the way. But anyway.
Yeah, I knew that.
So when you have the
my birthday's this Friday coming up, so
when you have
I kind of know like the May stuff around my birthday. Other than that, I look at the calendar every couple months.
Oh, every couple of months. That's wonderful. You miss a lot in between. Anyway, when you have more details for the 17th, get it up to us, and we'll announce it and do our best to get people out there.
All right, I will.
All right, brother. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk soon.
All right.
See ya.
See you, James.
Ronald, that's not James. It's Ronald.
I like calling him James.
Well, no wonder why he doesn't answer you.
That's why. I'm not stupid. I do things for a certain reason.
Oh my God.
He's still trying to figure out that.
That's it.
Anyway, all right. Let's get to you're a guest. We always have one question we like to ask all of our guests. So Matt, I'll turn it to you to ask that one. We'll get into the other stuff. You can take your headset off now. He's off the phone.
I can hear in the headset when you guys are talking.
Well, you should be able to hear that when we're talking without the headset.
That's pretty damn good.
Well, you won't be listeling anymore.
I know what button I am. Don't turn
ask
that
the
off.
question. Go for it. Ask the key
Who's
question.
your Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
The Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Well, this ought to be good.
Well, it depends. Are we talking
whoever you want
to appease Chief? We can go
This
with
is your Mount
Carl
Rushmore.
Gotch.
This is your Mount Rushmore.
Bruno Sammartino.
This is your Mount Rushmore.
Luthez, Killer Kowalski.
You know what? Why do we always pick men? We never pick women.
It's people's Mount Rushmore. It's whatever
You
they
know
want.
you know what I'm saying? There's no normally when we ask the question, if we take notice, there's normally never a woman in the Mount Rushmore.
We get some, but
Once in
remember,
a while.
we're asking about a Mount Rushmore.
Whenever we
not
had
men's
like
or
the
women, right?
Ultimate Women Wrestling on, I always ask them who their women Mount Rushmore is.
Yes, you did.
As far as like the
That was-
hierarchy of wrestling,
That was at some place where I almost tripped over the
In the
wires.
meantime, how about we let
Okay.
Matt give us our Mount Rushmore, his Mount Rushmore, before we trip everywhere.
It's kind of biased. I want to be
That's
honest.
okay.
It's kind of biased.
everybody's is.
Yeah, no, but it's a personal bias because John Cena and Samoa Joe, were trainers of mine. So I'll always have those two guys up on top. I'm also going to say another trainer, Tom Howard.
Okay.
Yep.
Those three men are incredible to me. And
Zoe Stark's husband, huh?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you didn't know I knew that, did you? Huh.
No, I didn't.
Sorry.
Because
He went to FSW and everyone saw him like
Yeah.
7 billion times.
No.
I think people figured that one out.
No.
but
Talk to me. Who's
the
number four?
The fourth person on the Mount Rushmore, for me, is Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question now. What is your female Mount Rushmore?
My female Rushmore is Charlotte Flair, who is by far the greatest women's wrestler, period.
Okay.
She could hold her own with a guy in terms of being on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
And then I think you can fill it in with Rhea, who's, I think, just spectacular. She's going to be up there. I would throw in myself, Trish Stratus, And I really have always loved Sherry Martel. And
Oh,
I think Sherry
sensational
Martel
Sherry.
just gets overlooked because she was such a great manager
Right.
that they forget about. She was the best wrestler, women's wrestler of that era.
Right. Interesting. All right. Not bad.
I like it.
But I'm glad he mentioned Trish because you have something here on the run sheet under the discussion topics, which I think is a nice segue. Medusa said Trish has set the women back and turned them into a sideshow after all the work she did to get the women respected and legitimate.
Where you at?
I'm on the run sheet.
Where?
Under discussion
Right
topics.
where your thumb is.
So what you
Okay.
You think it's easy?
I'm good.
Sorry.
Wait a minute, let me put my glasses on.
So
I can
Matt,
read
your
the
thoughts
whole
on that topic? What do you think?
I think Medusa's just trying to keep her name relevant at this point because that don't make no sense.
Okay.
When Medusa was like when she was in WWF, I don't think anybody cared about Alundra Blaze, honestly. The whole like women's thing was I'm gonna go to the bathroom, the women are on. I think Trish was the one that was like the first like eye candy that we were like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, and then she could go. So like it made everybody watch women's wrestling. They gained the interest that kind of snowballed into
the sex appeal is what caught the eye, right?
I said it was going for a while, and then they kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but then it got going again. So I think she was like the main person that got eyes on women's wrestling that snowballed it.
I agree with that. I mean, she was a manager, what, TNA, that was originally, right? Tess and Albert.
Yeah. And if you think about it, what's very interesting about this is saying that it makes me laugh because at the same time, look at what Moolah and Mae Young did, right? You talk about setbacks, you had Mae Young win the women's title back then. So the fact that Trish came out there and cut a promo about how she is the best women's wrestler in the history of women's wrestling. What's a sideshow about that? I'm sorry. Nothing. Medusa, the thing is that we all know she's a good person. She's so delightful, but you're right. She's just trying to keep her name out there. She's trying to stay relevant. And you don't say things about, Selena Vega, right? You say things about Trish Stratus. You say things about Lita. You go for the big names if you want to keep your name relevant.
That's like the equivalent of a guy saying like Roman Reigns is a sideshow of the WWE.
Well, because of the bloodline, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The bloodline. No, that's a sideshow.
I'm saying about that about Trish is like that's the equivalent of like saying Stone Cold did nothing for WWE in the Attitude Era.
Right.
But he did a hell of a lot for us bald guys.
That's right. He made. Where's your goatee, by the way?
It's
It's a law.
It's in the shitter.
I had it. Yeah. No. You can't mess with the face now.
Oh, I got you. The moneymaker, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Maybe he'll sign autographs.
Chris Jericho claims that Hulk Hogan was a better worker than Ric Flair.
I just wanted to hear Chief's reaction. It's literally the only reason I wrote this down. Jericho's fucking delusional, though.
You said it, not me.
Too many Fozzy concerts, maybe?
I asked Mandalay Bay Security.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yep. After the concert.
Oh, man.
It was, last Sunday night.
A lot of smelling, huh?
No. He got in trouble with Mandalay Bay Security. He tweeted out about it. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He was Jericho.
Oh, that don't tell me shit.
Well, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't.
I don't know.
We'll bring it up.
So it must not be important.
Or must not be right to talk about it on the air.
Oh, okay.
Oscar turned heel last night on SmackDown by spitting the green mist into Bianca Belair in her homecoming to Tennessee.
Well, there goes another storyline with Oscar and Bianca. How many is that? 2 or 3 now?
She just wrestled at WrestleMania, didn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, they may have done something.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Unless did they do something together before
I thought
Oscar
they
went
did.
away?
I thought they did.
Early on,
they did one before.
Yeah.
Okay.
They might have.
I think this will be 3.
As soon as they said SmackDown was in Knoxville at Bianca's
Something was going to happen.
hometown, and I was like, this ain't going to end well for Bianca.
No,
Yeah, it
it
makes
did
sense.
What do you think is going to happen with Asuka? She hasn't won at WrestleMania, right? Her characters have been very up and down. This heel side now, which is just about as entertaining as the face side. After this, where do we see Asuka going? I mean, and with that, is Belair's time running out as champion? Has she worn out her welcome from what we saw in Puerto Rico with the crowd response? Is it truly time for a change in belt holders?
Could it be possible that might be your key to how the belt goes back to Raw? If Asuka wins it and takes that to Raw and somehow, or who knows? Because that's a big factor.
Right, but then something has to sort of happen for the SmackDown belt to get back on SmackDown.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird,
right?
Like, are they going forward with a feud, or is this a setup for something?
Right.
What is this,
guys?
I don't know. They've been teasing for like this whole Rhea Bianca thing too. So
yeah, that's another thing. They might unify. They can't.
Don't say.
Unify
Please don't say unify.
But that's the thing. It's like, are we going to have an undisputed women's champion now, and then they, bring up another belt? I don't know if they know exactly what to do yet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they're talking about I would say that I'd be very surprised if they unify the women's belts, because one issue that they have with Roman holding both is that there's no heavyweight championship on the other side, which is hence why the new belt is now out on Raw, to appease the television networks, in as much as anybody, to have a title holder on the men's side. So I don't think that's going to happen, in my opinion. Who's got the tag belts now for the women?
It's Liv and
Liv and okay. So that's the other thing. It's like, in my mind, I keep forgetting who the heck the women tag titles are, because they're
Liv
not.
Morgan is so entertaining, but Raquel Rodriguez is so boring to me. Her whole gimmick is she has a back. That's it.
And
it's a nice back.
And she's dating Braun Strowman, which kind of fits, because both of them right now are in the same freaking boat. They're just kind of they're superhuman looking physical people who have just limitations of what you can do with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So we had that happen last night. Couple other news and notes here. Bobby Roode goes in for another neck surgery, another neck fusion surgery. So Bobby Roode now will continue to be on the shelf for quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, be out for. I don't think he's going to come back at this point. If you have like 2 neck fusion surgeries on like back to back, like vertebrae, because instead it went from like C3 to C4, now it's C4 to C5.
Mm-hmm.
Almost don't see how you come back from that, like safely.
Well, Stone Cold had neck fusion, right? Yeah. A lot of these wrestlers today have had neck fusion work done. They eventually do come back, right? I mean, Stone Cold came back 20 years later, but he eventually came back, right? Edge, of course. Edge put out an interesting video message this past week about how he's sort of timelining the end of his career. Maybe one more year as it works out. I know previously it said he'd love to finish his career in Canada, in Toronto, when they have a card up there within the next year. I don't recall which event they're talking about. But he also had the neck surgery, and he's been, I mean, you talk about a remarkable return. Soraya, former Page, right? Kurt Angle. But Kurt never really came back on his regular basis as Edge or Soraya has, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
For a short run, though, didn't he?
Well, the thing,
he came back for a few years.
Yeah, the problem with Kurt is he had his substance issues.
Right.
That was when we had Percocet Kurt.
Yeah, exactly.
In TNA.
And then some.
Kurt. Everybody called Kurt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. So a lot of possibilities there. So Edge winding down as well. Bobby Roode, listen, let's hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys and gals will come back in the past. So maybe we'll see him in a year. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think he should retire. He's at the age, it's not worth it.
Okay, that's fair. I would love to see him as a trainer. Exactly. I mean, if nothing else, right? His knowledge and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But as we know, athletes, for a lot of pro athletes on that level, it's hard to make that transition. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets the right guidance. Whoever's in his family, he talks it out and sees what happened. You ever thought brewing? I kind of saw you kind of.
I agree with Matt. I think, and both Matts,
What?
He's
Wowza.
having
Yeah.
another serious operation
Mhm.
that he's had before.
Right.
And he's at one of the best medical facilities in the country to have the surgery done.
So how much
He
does
can-
the
he can-
doctor get of
he-
that
he
medical
can-
fee?
he could get back
Surgery fest.
he could get back into the wrestling ring, and he could really damage himself for life, or he could take it as is and as you said,
Retire and just go to fests and sign autographs.
He could
For free.
he could for free
For the fans.
exactly.
Pay for
Yes.
your airline ticket and you sign everything for free
Absolutely.
and give all your stuff away.
Absolutely. And Matt would
I
get
can't wait to title this.
and Matt would get free
Chief Fest. Called the Chief Fest show.
I need a t-shirt, Chief
Say less,
Fest.
that's happening.
Chief Fest.
He'll give
Yeah.
he'll give you money to show up.
How do we put them on the store though for free?
I
You
don't
have to
know.
front the money.
In the meantime, Money in the Bank in London is sold out. No surprise there. They should do pretty. This is the first time Money in the Bank is not held in the U.S., right? That's a big thing about the story, right? Any early predictions on who you'd like to see get the cases? What do you think?
What cases?
The Money in the Bank case. You know, the one that's
You
on
got to
that.
get them from the people that got them now. They ain't even used them yet.
Yeah, they've been cashed in.
No, they haven't. Who cashed them in?
Austin Theory when he
Austin
lost
Theory?
big time on the pay-per-view.
Okay.
I don't even remember how the women's. It tells you how bad it is.
Well,
But none of the belts are. None of the cases are playing.
they're cases, not belts.
So they hang on a strap like a belt.
No, they're cases.
Either way, they've both been cashed in.
They're still cases.
Who's the women? You can't even tell me who the women's Money in the Bank winner was.
Who cares?
No, I don't remember.
That's how
Wasn't it Rhonda?
I honestly don't remember. Could have been.
I think it was.
And she took her shot and she lost, right? So obviously she lost. But anyway,
So you know what?
Hmm?
That just tells me that it's really not important.
I agree. Money in the Bank has sort of lost its luster. In a
I
way.
would. I wish.
Oh, Tom Crawford says Liv Morgan cashed
I
in
wish-
that night when
That's
she
right,
won it
yeah.
I
on
wish.
Ronda.
I wish WWE would go back to
Oh yeah, that was the last one here.
war games.
War games would be interesting to see them.
More
They have so many
more so than
opportunities.
Money in the Bank.
Well, I mean, you know, the
Just,
thing is,
just my opinion.
the thing is that Money in the Bank is a
Yeah.
doable.
It
plot
makes
line.
money. It makes money. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I understand. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to say it, so I said it for you.
Yeah, it's,
All right.
it's a doable plot line. It's something that you can
Freaking ballhead.
potentially progress someone,
Jabroni.
or you're going to end up, you know, in the recent years, Otis is a great example of what happens with this case.
Right.
You know,
He won it as a favor, but then he lost it somewhere along in the year as a gimmick. So he never
Talking
cashed in.
about Otis, does he go with the woman or does he go with his trainer?
The Max male models.
I think he goes with both.
You think they're all going to stay together?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a threesome.
Okay.
A three-way.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I just think it's time they give Gable a chance to be a single star. He's just too good to keep with these storylines, in my opinion. But
I want to say LA Knight get the Money in the Bank briefcase to
I
pop
agree.
him up to that next level.
That actually is probably one of the best, I think.
You
Rhodes.
freaking Homer. You Homer. You are a Homer.
So the one thing I noticed think about this.
Homer, folks. He's a Homer.
You were at SmackDown, right? Right, Chief? At SmackDown?
Yeah, you saw the picture I
Right.
had taken.
So think about it. The crowd popped for him, and we're not talking
God.
about just local. We're, every place he's going, the crowd loves him. So it would make sense to use the case.
Eli Drake. L.A. Knight. Continue.
Even like WrestleMania week, going to that SmackDown,
sometimes
WrestleMania, and Raw. Usually, like all you hear before the crowd is like woos, and that's pretty much all you hear before the show starts. There was more yas than literally anything.
I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and if I remember right, I think Matt said the only one that got a bigger pop that night was Rey Mysterio.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, that's SmackDown?
That's SmackDown.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to put a stop to it right there. We're going to take our final break of the show. When we come back, we're going to touch on some AEW news.
Yeah.
We have birthdays, pop culture, so we still have a lot to do with 30 minutes to go.
Yeah.
You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that.
Hey, everybody, Aaron Phillips, and I'm standing with Anthony Miller. Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show? Thoughts Count Anywhere. What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook.
Welcome back. Thoughts Count Anywhere. We're coming around the clubhouse turn. 30 minutes to go, and we still have a lot to do. So we want to thank our guest fill-in host today, Mr. Matt Michaels. Thank you for coming in, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate it.
702-992-3207 is the number. Call in.
Regardless of the heated discussions today, we hope soon you'll want to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just want to make sure, you're
Just give me enough time so I take off that week.
Okay. Maybe the 27th.
I don't care.
There you go. Check your calendar for the 27th. I don't think Chief's going to be here. So
All right. I'm delivering donuts that morning.
Yes, and you're going to start with us, right? And then you're going to take off with the talk, right?
If it's good, I may stay.
Oh, that's fine too. That's okay too.
I'll put the twist on it.
That's all right. All right. At the end of Dynamite this past week, we saw a turn with Mr. Top of page 2. Turn it over. There you go. At the end of Dynamite, Don Callis turned on Kenny Omega, hitting him with the screwdriver, costing him the cage match against Jon Moxley. Thoughts? Doesn't sound like it was a big surprise because it seems like Kenny obviously is working more as a face right now, and Callis is far from a face.
So no one's ever going to cheer Don Callis for anything ever.
Exactly. So no big surprise on that, right?
No, it was telegraphed already.
Mhm.
In a couple weeks leading up to it.
Right.
That's the thing. The thing is that they worked a deal to get Don over there because Kenny wanted his friend there. They got him there.
Mm-hmm.
He served his purpose during Kenny's run.
Mhm.
They took that time off for, I don't know. Did they have some kind of brawl backstage?
There
or
was
something?
rumors
I
of
don't know.
some misconduct
Right,
or something.
something.
Yeah,
So-
something went on.
So you bring me a fest.
Millionaire Fest.
For now, everything's a fest.
Right. So
See what I started?
Great. Hashtag fest.
That's it.
Hashtag festering.
Fest. Chief Fest.
let's bring back Festus.
Dribble down your leg.
Festus. Well, he is.
Yeah,
Just
well-
did another gimmick.
Dr. Festus.
If my neuropathy's really bothering me, I'll take one of my shoes off and do the Festus limp.
Oh my gosh.
We're losing it now.
We never had it.
No,
That's the thing. But go ahead, finish your thought.
What was I going to say?
We were talking about Don Callis.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Finish your thoughts.
Don serves a purpose, and that is he is one of the only heel managers they have.
Right.
Listen, I'd rather see Don out there than Arn Anderson because of just physical bad. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know. Again, I don't know if Tony Khan knows what the fuck he's doing sometimes. And
Are you just figuring that out?
no. I said, said
okay.
again.
Okay.
I
didn't hear the again. My
Yeah.
apologies.
But-
My Halfheimer's kicked in.
But you talk about here you have almost no real buildup to Moxley versus Omega in a cage.
Right.
All right. So let's put it on free TV. Not really promote it.
Announce it on like a Monday.
Yeah. Right. It just
That would have been a hell of a match from Wembley.
That would have been a hell of a match for Double or Nothing coming up.
Yeah,
That's true. I didn't think of that one.
I think Double or Nothing
See, I
ended up
told you
getting
the
Anarchy in the Arena.
The
Elite
Halfheimers
versus-
kicked in.
Yeah.
A certain Elizabeth Miller puts in the chat room, Don C stinks. So apparently she's back.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. You want to talk about somebody that boos everybody? Her. My wife, she boos everybody. She boos the referees.
Does she boo you?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You had to ask, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I know.
You gave me the fastball, dude. I had to
I know.
ask.
I know.
Right down the line.
Live from LizFest.
Hashtag LizFest coming up next.
Do I dare ask how much she charged?
She. Hey.
Thank everybody for watching. Liz is going to come down here next.
You know my wife, man. She'll knock the hell out of you. Anyway, she even boos Funny Bone, man.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
We need to come up with a shirt, nothing but hashtags. I mean, everything that we just hashtag TCA, and then every hashtag we brought up in this show could all be on the shirt.
Hey,
Jeez. Anyway, holy cow.
You know, can I go back to something?
Sure.
So when we were talking about the women and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you so eloquently was talking about you know one lady we didn't talk about.
What boring freaking old person are you talking about?
China.
Her name popped into my head when he talked about Rhea Ripley.
We didn't talk about her at all.
So
good. Don't bring her up.
I think there is a little problem with China, and that is that at that point they didn't have a women's division.
Right.
They really didn't. And so, listen, and it's odd. Let's face it. You had Sable go onto Playboy, and then she wins the women's title, and then she wants big money, and she's gone.
Yep.
China did the exact same thing.
Yep.
And there was already no one for her to wrestle. And she literally killed herself.
But when Sable went down that path, though, after wrestling, did she have any of the demons or activities that China had after wrestling? Because I think it was the downfall with the leaked videos and all of that.
Remember,
and X-Pac.
Well, she got divorced. Didn't she get divorced from what's his name?
I don't know who got divorced from what, Chief.
John. What the hell was he? Mark Merrill. Wasn't she married?
Sable?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was well before Brock, before she.
Yeah, but so.
But they got divorced. But remember, Sable came back. Sable was on good enough terms to actually come back.
Mark Merrill is the one that had the demons.
He did.
Yes,
he did. And
yes.
Mark's one of the most positive and great people I've had a chance to talk with.
Oh yeah,
he's just one of the best.
Yes.
So, but that's the whole thing. Sable was able to go away. She didn't seek out the spotlight.
Yep.
Whereas China
still needed the spotlight.
Still needed it. That's true. That's a big thing. Absolutely. Listen, for what she did though in the ring, even without a women's division, she was the first to get into to hold an IC belt, right?
Yep.
She was the first to wear a men's belt. She did enter a Rumble, did she not? Yep. She was involved in a Rumble. Yeah. So these are firsts. Yep. And again, any Hall of Fame is never made up of the popular people. It's what they've always done. Because you can go through the Baseball Hall of Fame. Half those people probably shouldn't be in there based on their off-field life and even going out on the field playing drunk and what the 50s and 60s was about. She's in there as part of DX.
Toots Bar.
It's in New York. She should be in on her own for what she paved the way for the eventual women's division. Otherwise, you've never seen Beth Phoenix get involved, in a Rumble.
That's why.
Who else am I thinking of? And Nia Jax got involved. Becky. Without her doing these first, I'm sorry. I strongly believe she should be in.
And I'll give you one.
We said we get no Nia Jax without China. There's no China Fest. No.
I'll give you.
And that's the whole thing.
I'll give you one other name too that I think did a little bit work for the women's division. Mm-hmm. Stephanie McMahon.
Not so much for the division as much as she was her own character. We know how she introduced the women's revolution, evolution, whatever you want. But I don't know how her involvement was backstage in creating all of that.
As an executive, yes.
Right.
But as a wrestler, no.
To see her beat the shit out of her father That was classic.
Well,
man. That was classic.
Shane did the same thing, and he did, the Van Daminator and shit like that. So
I'm not talking about. I didn't bring Shane up. I'm talking
what
about.
else? Yeah, but you
Stephanie.
said she kicked her father's ass. Well, so did Shane. Linda McMahon kicked Vince's ass. At some
Slapped
point.
the shit out of him.
Boom! Vince McMahon wrestled Vince McMahon.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
So
Ooh.
Vince McMahon wrestled God.
He did. Brandy puts interesting comment. Sable was able to come back because she didn't sleep with Triple H. I think China could have come back if Stephanie and Triple H hadn't gotten together, and I think that's what hurt China mentally. That's a fair point, I think. It's a great observation.
Well, if she wouldn't have slept with Sean Waltman.
Well, and that that's what I'm saying. That leaked out, right? Yep.
So, I mean, if we're going to talk personal relationships like that, who's to say that Sable wasn't sleeping with Vince at some point?
Only we don't know. We don't know.
And you know what? To be honest with you, I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
As the wrestling fan.
But the China video, would that not compare to the video that we saw with Soraya and the former referee with the ladies' belt and those videos? Wouldn't that be on this? And Xavier Woods was involved in that. Wouldn't that be the same level of leaked video that came out of China with Waltman?
But they made money off of it.
I wonder how much money they made.
Then she went into the industry.
I wonder how much they made.
Right. So I understand. How much did they
When
split?
Paige did it, it was like, holy shit, I kind of want to watch this. China did it, it's like almost morbid curiosity.
Didn't Sonny do it too?
No
She didn't
videotape,
make
but
one?
she was on Missy Hyatt's
Podcast?
No. Missy had one of the first websites to do naked pictures, where
When she was in ECW?
No,
Is
this
that
was
where it started or after?
This was after it. This
Okay.
is early 2000s.
Okay.
And Sonny was a part of that,
Gotcha.
And again, listen, at that point, they were making money off of their names and their bodies.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
On a side note, Tom asks, why
Thank you.
isn't Rick Martel in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Why isn't Demolition?
Tom, you always ask that question about Rick Martel. The answer is he deserves to be in there. Okay. It's unfortunate that whoever chooses overlooks him.
So, to my knowledge,
Go ahead.
Rick himself does not want to participate in it.
Oh, so it's on his side.
So it's on his side, and it's a choice. It's nothing bitter or anything. It's just a choice.
Interesting. Did not know that.
It's gonna be interesting now that they don't have to worry about selling out like a whole arena for the Hall of Fame, and they do it after SmackDown.
How many people?
Now they literally can just put in who they actually want instead of who's gonna fill the place.
How many people was at the Hall of Fame thing this year?
Many people that were in the
for SmackDown.
Crypto.com stadium.
Yeah.
So like what, 18,000?
Is that what it is? Okay.
There's a decent amount of people left when SmackDown ended, but a lot of
people hung around for
That
it.
had to have been like
I
a
would say
6-hour night.
It was
Right?
like I would say like 1,000 people at least left.
Okay. But overall, you had SmackDown, which is 2 hours. How
Yeah.
long was the Hall of Fame thing?
Like an hour and a half.
That's
maybe.
all that it was?
Yeah.
An hour and a half?
Well, they only had.
Well, you
five-
got to think there was a Stacy, somebody that don't speak English,
Right.
a dead person, another dead referee,
and
Rey
Right.
Mysterio.
All right, that's true. Hardly anybody spoke.
And we had to
Okay.
hear that twice because basically
Oh. Yes, intro.
Conan's intro was basically Ray's speech, and I
Yes.
think
Right.
they just turned the thing on twice.
I thought the same exact thing watching it.
I was waiting for Judgment Day's music the entire
Please,
time.
everybody's pleading, right? Please. Wow.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
We are at quarter up. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Why? Because it's time to celebrate our audience.
Happy birthday
It's time to celebrate some birthdays. So if you're celebrating today, May 13th through next Friday, May 19th, you are celebrating with these people. You're celebrating May 13th today. You Jimmy Wang. God bless her. May 14th. No, all I say is God bless her. All I say, God bless our friend. Tennessee Lee, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Vader, Matt Cardona, Zach Ryder, however you want to know him, Buddy Lee Parker, Tommy Rogers. May 15th, Kevin Von Erich, Farouk. Let me hear it. Anybody?
Damn.
Thank you. Tom Waller on the 16th. The Godfather. Mike Kanellis. Johnny Rods. Buddy Roberts. Cody Diener and Moose. He's a big dude. May 17th. Earl and Dave Hebner. Alex Wright. Dash Wilder. Woman. That's a simple name. How'd you come up with that? I'll just call you a woman. You're man. Anyway.
Top-notch creative.
That's right. That should have been like an Adam and Eve story. Here's man and here's woman.
Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, my goodness. May 18th, Superfly Jimmy Snuka. By the way, we met him at the last UWW event. Great guy to chat with. I love chatting with him.
Snuka?
No, you said no.
I was like, what event was this?
No. I said, by the way, you talked about Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. I said we met him at UWW, and he was, fuck you all.
Anyway, Jimmy Snuka, and then they're like, we met him at the last.
Well, no, because I heard it. He snuck in Kevin Sullivan real quietly, and that's what caught my attention. That's why. Anyway,
I think Johnny Knoxville's
I told all of you,
working
fuck
on
you
your
all.
mind.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the Blue Meanie, Kaz Hayashi, Bobcat, Goldthwait. No. Andre the 19th, probably the biggest birthday celebration known to man. Andre the Giant. Alistair Black, Kip Sabian, Psychosis, Cousin Luke, and Dirty Dick Slater. So once again, happy birthday to all of you out there celebrating these people. And as a reminder, please go to our Facebook page, Thoughts Count Anywhere Show. If you have something you'd like us to announce, a birthday, graduations are coming up. You want us to send a shout out to anybody you know graduating? Let us know. We'll be happy to shout it out.
Only if it's their birthday.
Next Friday.
Yes, next Friday.
Mr. Ronald Young. Next Friday.
Oh, okay, Ronald Young's birthday. There you. How come it wasn't on the sheet? Did he put it in?
Because I didn't have it.
Chief is slacking. Anyway,
who the hell wrote that?
It's Brandy.
What do you mean I'm slacking?
Brandy says Scarlett's is today. That's what I said. May
know.
13th. That's what I said.
We had it.
I said Scarlett. I just didn't want Scarlett. Did I not say
Sister.
that?
How many people are dead on that list?
Quite a few.
We don't announce death dates around here. We try to look at the positive. Anyway, all right. Guys, it's open forum. Where do you want to go on the sheet? Wherever you want to go. We got about 15 minutes left. So where do you want to pick a topic, guys? We could do pop culture. A lot to talk about the Oakland A's, however. I'll save a lot of that for Aaron's hour.
Do we have to?
But, no, we can talk about whatever you want. That's why I'm opening it up to whatever you guys want to.
You got another story?
There's a whole bunch of stories on here. So listen, while they're figuring that out, what's happening with you? What you got going on?
Vegas Bad Boys of Podcast.
Yes.
Sunday nights, 8 p.m., live streaming on West Coast time. We do our version of banter as well.
Is that what you call this shit?
No, yeah, exactly. That's what it's called.
Of course, I'm closely work with Joe DeFalco on his show for FSW's, Insights, I guess, Future Stars of Wrestling.
Insights?
Listen.
Jesus Christmas.
Listen, Chief, if you could book it better.
Insights.
No.
So give me one match for the anniversary show.
One match for the anniversary show?
Yeah. Give me a match. Who's going to be there? Oh. Breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. I don't hear
what was
nothing.
That? Was that an attempt at
you having a stroke? You okay?
That was my false teeth. That's not funny.
Oh my
I'm
God!
gonna have to get you banned from the Silverton.
I almost was once.
Sure.
Rocky had to step in and tell security that it was really part of this show.
He's part of the blacklisted Silverton.
Telling you the truth, man. I'm not lying to you. Rocky had to come over to security and take care of the problem and tell them that I was part of what was going on the pre-show. They wanted to throw me the hell out before the show even started.
I think these guys did the same thing.
I know the feeling.
Mike Hell finally froze over on Dynamite. They brought Miro back.
I know, and also I saw what's her name, Thunder Rosa back, but he didn't wrestle, right? He just made an appearance.
Yeah, he walked into Tony Khan's office,
and then Thunder Rosa walked in.
Well, I'm glad he at least had FaceTime.
He knocked on the door. Was like, "Remember me?"
Well, this is the whole thing with that Saturday show starting up.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you guys think do you guys think that the Saturday show is going to help to bring more wrestlers back on TV? It's got to.
They put themselves in a stupid position because
Well,
now you're at the
Khan.
mercy. Yeah, you're at the mercy of CM Punk. And what are you doing if you're literally brand splitting a brand that doesn't even have a million following, right? They're an 800,000 following at best. So what are you doing? And you bring back CM Punk, you're not putting him on Dynamite. Your fucking show that is your
flagship,
crown jewel.
Your flagship, yeah.
And you're going to put him on Saturday nights. So I'm going to stay home and watch, DVRs, streaming. Great. Is that doing anything for Saturday night in that time slot right then and there? No.
Other than giving the fans another wrestling show. That's it.
It does something for me like Sunday afternoon when I don't have time to watch it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I said to the historian earlier the week, if you stop and think about it, I don't get Impact, unfortunately.
Right.
But that's going to be the only night that there's not going to be any wrestling is Sunday. Whereas the only day that there's not going to be wrestling on TV is Sunday.
Well, even God rested on the seventh day.
Yeah, but unless there's a pay-per-view.
Some pay-per-views have been on Saturdays, especially with WWE, which I kind of like.
WWE switched it, but now Impact and AEW have to do Sundays.
But what I mean is a show on TV each day.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday's the only day.
So pay-per-views, Chief, this is how it works. They use cameras, and you buy it, and then you see it on the little TV there, Chief.
If they have it on Sunday.
Wait a minute, have you read the shirt?
No, he has. See, he doesn't come prepared. Man.
That's right. This shirt is still available on thoughtscountanywhere.com in the shop
Damn
tab.
right.
Get yours now. Still available among all the other shirts.
See who's famous? The Chief.
He's infamous.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Don't you forget it, jabroni.
$250 for that autograph.
Mark Briscoe, and he's only getting $1.50.
Right.
Mark Briscoe said in an interview that WWE rejected them due to their appearance. I find that rather interesting when you consider the looks of some other performers in the past, like the Bushwhackers. I mean, they didn't have all the hair hanging, but their look was unique.
Where the hell did you read that?
Last bullet point on the page 2, so under AEW.
That's true. WWE missed a huge opportunity having the Briscoes on their roster.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think from what I've heard in the past, they wanted them in NXT. And the Briscoes did not want to move down to Florida. So, and you know what? And of course, Mark is going to say what he's going to say. There's probably truth to, a little bit of truth to everything that gets said.
I don't think them boys lie.
Well, here's the thing.
The good old boys from Delaware.
They love where they live. They love the farm. And, I don't blame them. Why give that up?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And
look at the community's reaction too.
I want
to Jay's death.
I want to ask you a question having to do with this. Mark and Jay wrestled in ROH for many, many years. Very successful. Then they go up to AEW, wrestle up there for a while. Do you think by the WWE wanting them to go to NXT, do you think that would have been a step down for them?
Step down?
Yes.
They didn't do shit in AEW. They weren't even allowed on AEW TV.
Okay.
And in fact, if Jay didn't die, Mark would not be in AEW right now because they still wouldn't let him in.
Where do you think they would be?
Most likely they'd be on the farm, to be honest. They don't need to do this at this point.
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And at this point too, remember, Hunter's had a creative.
Do you think
Hunter could have brought him in and you could have seen the Usos versus the Briscoes, which would have probably been
take my money.
Well, apparently
take my money.
Apparently
that one I would pay for.
Yeah, that's the only thing you'd pay for.
You damn right.
That'll be a tag team fest.
Yes.
Tag fest.
Tag fest.
Yes.
All right, real quickly, we want to thank our new sponsors for coming on board. You've seen their commercial since last week, Infinite Wellness Las Vegas. For all your needs for getting healthy, if you have aches, pains, they have all types of things that can help you feel better. Okay. Give them a call at 702-842-2244. You can check them out or email them info@lvinfinitewellness.com, and they're on Instagram, infinitewellness.lv. Give them a call, 702-842-2244. Tell them TCA sent you. Want to thank them for coming on board.
Earlier, we talked about Edge and him wanting to retire possibly a year or so up in Canada. I wonder if that's going to speed up a little bit, possibly with him not getting into the finals of the heavyweight championship. You know, could that possibly have been one of the last times we might see Edge in the wrestling ring?
Which show is he on now?
SmackDown.
So he's on SmackDown. Well, he can't challenge theoretically as of right now. That other belt is a Raw belt, so he can't challenge for that.
Exactly.
Who knows? I think whatever they're going to have him do, it will be a final run for him leading up to that timetable.
Exactly.
I think they're going to wait till after this trip to Saudi Arabia to see where things pan out. I'm sure his body doesn't want to fly out there and then maybe get stuck on the tarmac again for 15 hours. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens afterwards.
Well, you got to remember one thing with Edge and Beth Phoenix as well. When one of them is wrestling and doing the commitment to the wrestling, the other is the parent.
Right.
They literally are driving the kid to school and doing everything that parents should do.
Right.
I think at this point, their kid is about to get to the age where you don't want to miss certain accomplishments. So I think that's the whole thing. Like at this point, does it really matter what Edge does to retire?
No. He doesn't need a belt anymore. That's for sure.
No. So,
but I think he needs to have a worthy storyline to go out with, whatever that may be.
And I got a question. Can I ask Matt?
Yeah, we have a couple of minutes left.
Why don't wrestlers today, when they get ready to retire, leave their boots in the ring?
Because that went out of style in 1922, Chief.
No, come on, be serious.
No one knows about that. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's a generational thing. No one under the age of probably 50 really realizes.
And
that.
the other
when
one,
like Undertaker and like Triple H did it, everyone's like, why do they leave their stuff in the ring?
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't Shawn do it too? At one point,
and
Shawn left a smile in the ring.
Oh,
and the other thing is, why don't wrestlers wipe their feet on the apron ring before they get inside the ring?
So actually, some do.
I know
it varies,
not many, but
it's not part of the character. That's the whole thing. If you do something like that, it's not part of the character.
It almost looks like a snobby heel thing to do on like TV.
But as people say, as some people that I know have said, you have to know the history of wrestling in order to make it better.
Well, and you also have to know the history of entertainment to know that that makes it better.
So
yeah. All right, we're going to begin wrapping up with a couple of quick hits on pop culture. The Vegas Golden Knights won last night.
Yeah.
So the series is now tied at, they're up 3-2. Yep. To go back to Edmonton, or are they home for the game 6?
No,
Edmonton tomorrow.
Okay. And then game 7 is back here if needed.
Tomorrow? Right. Sunday, right?
Yes.
Mother's Day. Tuesday is the one home here.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way, before we forget tomorrow. Please have a great Mother's Day. Real quickly, Oakland A's, still stories swirling around there about where they're going to build a stadium. Apparently, the first idea has fallen through. Now they're talking about knocking down the Trop and building there. I still hate the idea that 30,000-seat arena and parking is going to be on the Strip because the congestion is going to be obnoxious. Why they don't take advantage of the open space a mile or two down south or a couple of miles north is amazing. It just amazes me.
Can you imagine if there's a baseball game, something at Allegiant and T-Mobile at the same time?
Well, I'm just thinking of a baseball game that kicks off at 7:05 and people are trying to get home at 5 while people are trying to get to the stadium and all that other stuff. So
Can we just leave the Oakland Athletics in Oakland, please?
Not going to happen.
No, we get the New York Yankees in Vegas and sign me up, build the stadium.
Okay.
That's why
because it went from $515 million to $395 million is going to be the bonds.
That's
And
one
it's
of the
going to
reasons
go
why
to the people.
That's why they're looking at.
So leave their asses in Oakland.
That's why they're looking at the Tropicana site because the low. It's supposedly a lower bond request.
$395 million.
Yep. I
Okay.
I got
Raise the resort fees, have the tourists pay for it like they did Allegiant.
Leave their asses in Oakland.
Well,
We never paid a dime for that stadium.
Yeah.
Leave their asses in Oakland. I don't want a bottom feeder team.
when the Yankees come here and sell out a 3-game set and get 100,000 people, that's going to make money back
But you
for
know
everybody
what?
in the city
You know
and
what?
revenue
It's
and
a
everything else.
162 game season. 3 games don't mean shit. Leave their asses in Oakland.
That's right. All
It's gonna be a
162
3-game
games.
fest.
Leave them in Oakland.
Yeah, not the 80 home games that'll make a bunch of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, with that, we're going to sign off because the meter has run out. It's 11 o'clock straight up, and I think Matt Michaels has had enough, and he wants to get the hell out of here. So, with that, sincere thank you for coming in today. It's been a lot of
Appreciate
fun.
it, man. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see you again. We'll have you back on again. Been a lot of fun today. A lot of great conversations. I think we've learned a whole new idea of what fests are all about. Anyway, all right. With that,
the Chief Fest.
Final thoughts, sir.
Everybody have a good, safe week. Stay hydrated out there. It's getting warm. I've called like 10 ambulances this weekend already. Everybody stay safe. Never know how much time we have left. Say I love you and hello to all the people you know. Never know.
Chief.
Something we didn't do today. Shout out to Scott's wife, Miss Amy. I hope you're getting better after your surgery. I understand you'll be out 8 weeks. Tom Burnett, shout out to you and Nick. Please take care of your dad. Get him well so y'all can get him home. Glad you came on, brother. Glad you came on.
Thank you.
I love all you guys.
Love you
And
too, no matter what.
happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
And the fathers who are also mothers. Final thought from you, sir.
Shout out to Fred Armisen, who played Uncle Fester.
Oh, Uncle Fester.
Adam's family.
Adam's family.
Damn.
Wednesday. Yes. In Wednesday.
Oh, that's good. Uncle Fester Fest. Anyway, get a whole, what would you call a whole bunch of bald-headed guys in one room? A bunch of festers, right? A Fester Fest. Anyway.
I'd call it a bunch of boobs.
Bunch of ball-headed
Rejects from Blue
No,
Man
man.
Group.
Hey.
Rejects from Blue Man Group.
Like Freddie Blassie, you ball-headed geeks.
Anyway.
Pencil neck.
Yeah, but he changed it.
I changed it because I'm the chief.
This conversation will go on even after we sign off. Everybody be safe. Be kind to everybody. Quick reminder, top of the hour, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I am welcoming returning guest and a fan favorite. Mystic Mona will be here to give some insights into maybe what's ahead for you. Whatever you'd like, that's in an hour. Be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. Thank everybody for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere.